Hello, good morning, friends. And as you know, I'm your host. My name is Chandrakant, and today we are going to talk about the adapting best practices to be becoming a agile business. And therefore, this is a very interesting subject. You can join me live, and we provide live interaction. So, if you have a mic and camera, and if you're ready, you can follow the instructions given in the description below, and you can join me live right now, all right, during the session, and you can actually interact with me live with your mic and camera, and you can also have discussion or debate. All right, let's move forward. So topic of the discussion today is how do you cultivate the agility. Agility is very important in today's world, and it is related to the mindset. Well, mindset is important because to be agile, it is basically your mindset. You basically say that, okay, I want to be agile, I want to do things quickly, I want to be profitable. However, things are changing all the time, and with the changing situations, you have to be very agile in the thought process, in thinking. So if you're not agile, then you will not be able to come up with solutions immediately. Therefore, it is a mindset. The first option for all of us is to get into the mindset of being agile thinking. Agile people who can actually think through, who can make quick decisions, also who can actually help others quickly without any lethargy. Don't take too much time in decisions and all that. And also procrastination is also some serious issue. So I think the agile mindset is something which is required in order to make your own organization adapting to the agile, adapting to the agility. All right. So how do you cultivate agile mindset? It's basically, as I said, it's a mindset. It will not happen in just day. There is no formula, but I think the thought process is very important. As a leader, as a CEO, you must get into the habit of quickly thinking. You should be aware of all the things that are happening around, what is latest, where the business is going, and if you don't have those data points in your mind, then it will be rather difficult to get into agile mode. So first thing is, be aware of the situation wherever it is, whether it is about your company, your group, and public affairs, current affairs. You should be aware. Regulations, rules and policies. Moment there is a policy announced, you must go and read that. Reading is a very good habit, and therefore that will help you to become agile. So that is the first area which I wanted to cover. In order to bring your organization to the agile, to adapt the agility, you must change your own mindset, become agile thinker yourself. Moving on, you have to create adaptive structure. What is the meaning of adaptive structure? Your organization must be able to think like you. If you are an agile leader, if your mindset is agile, you can think quickly. You must make process, because it's in the end of the day, it's your responsibility as a leader. If you are not building those processes, you're not building those schemes within your organization, you're not inculcating those features in your employees to think in an agile form, then you're not doing enough for your company. You have to start thinking of the process which actually promote the agile thought process within your company, within the minds of the employee. Now, one of the things that you can do is basically adapt to some software workflow solutions. So, and that workflow can be tweaked as and when things changes. So if you have this kind of workflow, then your employees will be more likely to accept that this organization requires this kind of thought process from me, and then they can gradually change. You could also organize orientation. programs once a month. You could also organize some games, puzzles, which will inculcate indirectly the agility. Because if there are time ticking and then there is an answer to be given by the team members, it will look like some sort of gamification, and it will look as if the employees are getting engaged in some activity, group activity, but indirectly it will inculcate people to develop the agile thought process. So there are several ways. Now, for several companies, there is no one formula. Uh, for each organization, there is a different strategy, different formula, different process to inculcate these habits. And that can happen only when you engage with a consultant who can guide you through in terms of how do you implement these policies within your company, so that everybody gets agile, everybody gets improved thought process, quick thought process, quick solution finding, quick strategy, future thinking. All of these things will happen with a strong process which you will implement in your organization. So make sure that you engage with the right consultant who has been there, done that in his own company, and now he's willing to help you. So if certain things like this are, if you have the network, or you can reach out to us, we can help you do that. All right. What is the next ticket item which we need to handle if you want to make our company agile? So agile processes. Your processes must be agile in the sense that when you are doing your business, there are some policies, there are some procedures that you are laying down for your company. Many times people like to keep control. They will like to say that anything that happens under my nose must pass through me. My signatures are important. So you actually bring in the bureaucracy in your system. You want files to move around. You want decision-making process must be adhered to. Without the approval of certain people in the organization, nothing can move. Now, if those people are not available, then company would have a bit of a problem, because those people are not available. So who will decide? So in that case, people will have to wait. Now, from my own experience, even to generate, I used to work for a company where even to generate a proposal, they needed 45 days time, whereas the customer has only half an hour, because customer is now deciding on something. They have to decide something today, and they have maybe half a day to decide. So they are asking vendors to submit their proposals, and but then if you are taking 45 days, where is the question of getting an opportunity? So you must think about agility, about agile processes. Don't depend on bureaucracy. I'm not saying that the process and procedures, approvals are bad, but in today's time frame, in 2024, too many processes, too much delay will be counterproductive for the company. There was a time when these processes used to bring a lot of benefit. There was a bureaucracy used to bring a lot of benefit, reduce risk. But in today's environment, if you continue to wait, and if you're not agile enough to respond to any situation, the situation will actually snowball and will become such a big mountain that you will not be able to come out of that. So make sure that your processes are agile. You do not have bureaucracy. You don't have any red lines in your organization. These processes may be different for different organizations. So therefore, you can actually indulge with a consultant who can guide you through and build robust processes for your organization. Moving on, what is the next one in order to build your company more robust and with agility? Collaboration and communication. Very important. People like to always say, it's me, I should come first. Of course, you should come first. But then there is no arrangement, or there is no partnership if you do not have win-win. if you do not have win-win, that means equal win. You cannot have that first I win, then if there is something left on the table, then you win. That is not the way the real world works. It has to be equal partnership. Whether you are a customer or a vendor relationship or a true partner relationship. So it has to be win-win for everybody. Now, if you think that this is something which is not your cup of tea, then in today's environment, collaboration is very important. Without the collaboration, your income will not increase, your revenue will not increase. You will go through very slow process organically. But if you collaborate, then the collaboration will bring new life to your business. It will actually create a better ecosystem. And in this case also, as I said, agility is important. So if you have more partners to carry forward your business, it will be better for you. So you must create a process for collaboration. You must create a process for communication. You must hire those people who have been there, done that. Especially when you communicate with the partner, prospective partners, they should know, you should know, or your people should know how to carry those conversations. So it is important for all of you to really look at how do you collaborate and how do you communicate those collaboration principles with other partners. Now, in today's world, anyone can be your collaborator, whether very senior guy or even junior guy. Even a student can be a collaborator because each one brings their own network. So if you have some processes or different tiers, how do you collaborate with different types of people? It will help you. And that will also inculcate the robustness in your organization, that you have thought through the process of how do you basically carry partnerships and collaboration in your organization. So you have a process defined. And again, if you do not know to do it yourself, or if it's taking too much time, take help from your field, from the network. There are consultants who can help you build those robust networks after studying. As I said, each organization, each company brings a different kind of processes, and therefore there is no cookie cutter approach where one process fits all. So friends, I am live with you, and I must tell you that I invite people to discuss with me live with their mic and camera. So lines are open, and if you want to join this live stream with your mic and camera, you are most welcome. Process of joining the live stream is given in the description below, so kindly read through and join. I'm waiting for you. All right, so let's move on to the next subject of how do you build robustness in your organization, and that is risk tolerance. Risk tolerance, well, there is risk in every business. Predominantly, if you are able to handle finances and cash flow, also your supply chain, that will reduce your risk. Now, the situation today, in today's world, is, it's very difficult to predict anything. It's difficult to make a very long-term strategy because things changes in a year's time. So if you make a 1-year plan, the plan must have ability to make a churn and flip over completely. Now that's not easy. If you're running an organization, if you have employees, you have accepted certain skill sets that you require. So when we talk about risk tolerance, it requires control on the supply chain. It requires the hiring strategy, what kind of people you need in order to maintain your risk, and what kind of business processes you should have. So 3 things. Now let's look at supply chain. Supply chain can bring a lot of risks because if there are sudden changes by the government in regulation, then your supply chain will get disrupted completely. Now when we talk about supply chain, it's not only limited to commodities, it is also limited to, it also covers the services part of it, because every business has service rendering or product shipment linked to payment being received. Now if something goes wrong somewhere, your payment will not come on time. So therefore, this is something which is very, very important for you to look at. How do you build a robust supply chain with risk tolerance in it? You should not link too much finances with your supply chain. Make sure that you have enough uh, reserves, financial reserves. So in case something goes south, you know that since you have reserves, you can sustain for a couple of months till the till you take measures to bring everything to normal. So make sure that financially you do not spend too much money, your expenses are not too much, and your supply chain is also taken care. And these are very dynamic things. These are not something which can be predicted. Things happens overnight. So these two things are very important. Now coming to the employee, when you are hiring people, what happens is that usually you say that okay, I need these guys, I need this skill sets, etc. But in today's environment, one skill set is not sufficient for one employee. You must look for employee with multiple skill sets, so that in case something goes wrong, you don't want to fire that employee. You can redeploy that employee into some new area. So if your company is shifting gear, you must be able to use that employee in something else instead of replacing, because replacing is very painful. Finding a new employee will take a lot of time who can fit into your organization. So make sure that you take employees with multiple skill sets. So for that, you must do a little bit thinking what kind of people that you're looking for. Hiring is not a knee-jerk reaction. Hiring is a strategic process. So therefore, if you do all these things properly, then your company would actually get into minimum risk situation and will not be affected majorly. I mean, everybody will get affected, but if you deal with these things effectively, then you will not bring too much risk onto your organization. So moving on to the next subject, and that is the playing the scenario games. What happens is that when you are working normally, you are busy in doing business, you are actually trying to cultivate your customers, trying to build your supply chain, making sure that your finances are taken care, all that. But in addition to doing all this, you must also practice what if. What if something goes wrong, and what are those scenarios? So maybe once in a month must come out with a strategy where you will actually visit the what if scenario. What if something goes wrong, what I must do? So if you are doing these studies and case studies within your organization, then if that situation happens in real time, then you will be better equipped to handle those situations. So scenario planning, very important. I don't think anybody do that. Everybody thinks that okay, what I'm doing is my time is valuable. My time must be used in generating revenue now. Today, I want money. But then if you're not doing any scenario planning and something goes wrong, then that money which you're working very hard will not come. So you must have that risk assessment ability, and that will happen only by conducting various case studies, various what if analysis, mock situation drills, and that is what the scenario planning is all about. It's important. It's very, very important that you must look at how you can prepare yourself for future in case something goes right or in case something goes wrong in both the situations. So moving on, what is the last item? Last item is the leadership agility. Now what happens is that there is always a 80-20 rule in any organization. That means 20% people will actually generate 100% revenue, 80% people will become the liability. They are not doing enough. So in this case, if your 20% people who are the leaders in the company, you rely on them more often because they are making revenue for the company. So what if these 20% people who are very vital are not agile thinker? They take a lot of time, and they get into a situation where they also get into a situation where they start saying that, okay, now come, I'm bringing so much revenue for the organization, and therefore I must be heard. I can be lazy for some time, and since organization is dependent on me, and things like that. So you have to make sure that these things are taken care. The leadership must be agile, and the way the leadership is being visible to the organization, to the rest of the 80% people, must be perceived as being agile. That means every one of your leader must be given a task, must be assessed on the agility. How much you give your leadership importance to your leadership is also very important. So every leader must go through certain processes where they inculcate the agile thought process, so that their teams also think, okay, now my boss is thinking in an agile format, and therefore I must also think and deliver in the same format. All right, so this is something which I thought I will share with you today. And if you follow some of these things in cultivating robust agility within your organization will benefit a lot. Just in case if you have any question, feel free to send it across and I will respond to you immediately. You can send a message, or you can also send us an email. So thanks friends for watching me live. I will catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.